In a quiet village on the edge of the Sahel, where the red dust rose with every footstep and the evening wind carried stories from the ancestors, lived a young woman named Adana. She was known for her laughter, bright as dawn, and her kindness, which poured like water in the dry season. She married a man named Kola, a charming trader from the next town who came bearing sweet words and hollow promises. At first, he was gentle, and Adana believed she had found her forever. But the moment she became pregnant, his charm began to crack. When her belly swelled far larger than expected, Kola grew restless. Rumors spread through the market that she carried more than one child, and the midwives whispered about spirits who blessed or cursed wombs with twins or triplets. Kola, fearing shame or bad omen, grew distant. One night, he muttered beneath his breath, "A woman birthing more than one child must have danced with spirits. My people won't accept this." Adana cried alone that night. The day of her labor came like a storm, painful, long, and filled with uncertainty. Kola took her to the nearest city hospital, then left under the pretense of fetching warm clothes and never returned. She waited, blood drying on her skin, pain still vibrating through her bones, holding not one but 3 baby girls in her arms. Triplets. They were tiny, pink, and beautiful. Each had her eyes. The nurses smiled, but behind their smiles was pity. "Poor girl," one whispered. "Even her family won't come. They say she's cursed." The hospital held her for 5 days. No visitors came. No family. No husband. No gifts. Just silence. The bed beside her was empty. The nurses stopped asking when her husband would return. Bills piled up like bricks. Her strength drained, but her love never faded. One early morning, while the baby slept, a doctor came to her room. His name was Dr. Tond. He had watched her silently over the days, admiring the fierce way she held her children despite her broken body. "Where will you go?" he asked gently. Adana's eyes filled with tears. "I have no home now. My parents disowned me when they heard I birthed triplets. They called it a curse." Kola left. "I have nowhere." There was a long silence. Dr. Ton looked down at the 3 babies. One yawned. Another stretched a tiny arm toward her mother's chest. "They're not a curse," he said. "They are sons. 3 sons. And you are the sky that holds them." Without asking further, he made a call. The next day, he returned with a borrowed car, blankets, milk, and gently said, "Come. I take you home." People gossiped when he brought her to his compound. Is she his wife? She's a burden. What if she brings misfortune? But he didn't care. He gave her the back room of his small house and a job as a cleaner at the nearby clinic. She accepted with gratitude and swore to repay his kindness. She named her daughters Zora, Nia, and Tammy. Zora was the quiet one, always observing, always thoughtful. Nia giggled endlessly, even in her sleep. Tammy, the smallest, clung to Adana like a heartbeat. As the girls grew, so did Adana's strength. She rose at dawn, tied them to her back and chest, and cleaned the clinic floors, humming lullabies as she walked. She saved every coin Dr. Ton paid her. She began sewing at night to earn more. The village women, at first distant, slowly warmed to her. One gave her baby clothes. Another brought soup. Her kindness began to return to her like echoes in the hills. But still, at night, she cried. She cried for the man who left her. She cried for the name cursed whispered behind her back. She cried from the fear of not being enough for 3 souls. Dr. Ton saw her pain, but he never pried. He was gentle and present. When one of the babies fell sick, he stayed up all night nursing her back to health. When Adana broke down from exhaustion, he made her tea and let her rest. One day, as she cleaned his office, she asked softly, "Why did you take me in?" He paused. Then said, "My mother died giving birth to me. No one helped her. I vowed I'd never let a woman suffer alone if I could help it." Adana stared at him, her chest tightening. "Thank you," she whispered. 7 years passed. The triplets grew into sunlight. They danced through the village like joy wearing tiny shoes. Everyone knew them, the girls with matching eyes and matching hearts. Adana had opened her own tailoring shop by then. Dr. Ton had helped her rent a space. Business was good. She no longer cleaned floors. She was respected now. A mother. A woman who had walked through fire and emerged glowing. One afternoon, as she fitted a wedding dress for a client, a man stood outside her shop, hesitating. She looked up and froze. It was Kola. Older. Thinner. Nervous. He stepped forward. Adana. I heard you live here. That you have children. I came to see them. Her face hardened. Children, she asked. You left them in a hospital. You left me bleeding and alone. I made a mistake, he said. Please. I want to meet them. I am their father. She stared at him for a long time. Then said quietly, no. You were never their father. A father doesn't run from light. He protects it. They are not yours. Kola lowered his head. You were strong, he whispered. Stronger than I ever was. She said nothing. Only turned and went back to her sewing. That day, the thread in her hands seemed to glow gold. That night, as she lay between her daughters, she kissed each of their foreheads and whispered, you are not curses. You are miracles. And the stars outside flickered in agreement.